Alright, I'm gonna try the middle path video again. I make so many of these, but I haven't made one in a really long time. And I think these are my most riddly type videos. And I'm still chewing this gum. I'm dying for some coffee over here. This gum's gotta freaking go. But how do you know what the middle path is, or if you're on it? Now this is really hard to explain. If this was easy, everybody would just do it. If it was easy to find, everybody would just find it. They couldn't even have a deception. And the deception is all about hiding it, confusing it, lying about it, making everybody walk around with opinion, playing the Yahweh game. What's the Yahweh game? That you're your own God. How does that work? And now I'm gonna show how great your question is, because I'm gonna expose so many people that think that they found the truth, but they found the same old lie. And you know what? First I'll show the opinion world of where you're your own confused God. Let's take the news. You have the right, you have the left, then you have the middle. The middle is always truth. Always. How did you get tricked into the middle announcer is the moderator, and at the end they say, okay, well, now it's time for you to make up your mind. Now, what does everybody do when they make YouTube videos? Oh, I showed you the information. Now it's time for you to make up your own mind. Just a copy of it. Just copying. This is the Yahweh game, and a lot of people think it's the Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader. Darth Vader on one side, Luke Skywalker on the other. You know, which one do I want? And then at the end you find they're the same. And that's what a lot of people that think they found truth think that's what truth is, and they found. Well, I'm here to bust your bubble on that one, because you found Yahweh. You found freaking Luke Skywalker and Vader, and they're the same, and you think, you know, the classic one. Um, well, God had to make freaking Satan, so that means God must be Satan, and God's playing the whole game. It's all God. No, God's outside of this Yahweh game where Yahweh plays both sides of it. Yahweh is the pillars. It's the trees of good and evil, the apples, what our whole world is made out of. Now that is extremely confusing, because the middle path between them, everything in this reality is meant so you don't understand it, you don't know it. And I'll just, you know, say one of my favorite analogies, and it kind of sucks, and it's kind of good though, because the one I tell this analogy about actually learned. So my dog is actually rising up before my eyes. I mean, does it get any more beautiful? Is there anything more funny than that? But I'll use this analogy. When it comes to the middle path, we are exactly like how my dog is when I'd put the blanket over him. My dog freaking absolutely loves the blanket over him. It's the greatest thing in the world for the guy. But my dog doesn't have hands, and it doesn't have the mechanics. It's outside of what my dog can understand. My dog can't understand how the blanket got over him. He knows it's right here, and then all of a sudden this great freaking magic trick happened where all of a sudden the blanket is over him. That's how the middle path is. It's like out of our range of understanding. Like, we have to rise up in our own consciousness to learn it. That's why it's so hard. That's why it's so hidden. And yes, my dog learned how to put the blanket over him. Freaking good job, little man. Good job. He walks the middle path, you know. And it's funny talking about dogs. I mean, there's so much truth that outside of freaking people are animals and people are dogs and all that, there's so much we can learn. A dog is walking the middle path. Does it? When my dog's trying to figure out this whole freaking magic blanket trick, is he worried about dogma? Is he worried about what somebody told him to be scared of? No. My dog doesn't give a shit about any of your man-made laws, your man-made propaganda, your man-made keep out signs, your man-made slavery. My dog was just interested in, how the hell do I get that blanket over me? That's really what walking the middle path is. You're fearless. All that propaganda, all that fear didn't phase you. It doesn't work on you. You actually turn off all of it. Like how my dog doesn't even have it in his world. Don't have it in your world. Get rid of it. The only way you're left to learn to exist is in God's way, is in God's discovery. So that, that's the best I can do. Because, I mean, this middle path teaching, if anybody could just say it and then you go, oh, okay, I got it, everybody would do it. It's finding God is what this middle path is. You have to ask for God, seek out God, learn God, because God is hidden in this world. But God's around, and it's not Yahweh, and it's not the game of Yahweh, and God is not the freaking devil and playing the same game on everyone. That's Yahweh. Now, I'll even touch on this. One of the ones that, I said one of the ones. Something that people think is so difficult, but really, it's easy. Satan. Oh, if God made Satan, how could God ever make Satan? God's so perfect. Do you know that God gives free will? What happens if you decided to separate yourself from God? Not be a part of God anymore? Yeah, God gives you that decision. Well, you just created Satan, didn't you? So there's enough of fucking blaming God about the whole freaking God is playing Satan. No, Yahweh. Yahweh plays this whole game, and it's the pillars. And I get kind of off topic on this, and it's really hard to explain this middle path because it's not meant to be. This is as close as it gets. What I'm doing right now is I'm being a doorman, and I'm not a gatekeeper. With the way that this stuff works is I can only take you to the door. You have to walk through it and do all the rest. That's how this works, and this is as close as I think anybody can really come in explaining this middle path. You have to discover it. You have to learn it. You have to reject man. You have to actually, become like my dog, and that's not a put, that's a raise up. I mean, get rid of the dogma, get rid of all the bullshit. That's the best I can do to take you to the door. That's it,